Oh, hello. Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. My name is Anna Crossland and Happy New Year! We have arrived to 2020. Is that not just like insane? So today I figured I would do kind of a get ready with me slash try some new products that I have recently purchased or that's new at the drugstore or not so new at the drugstore. So if you guys want to see some of those things, then just keep watching. I have my foundation on and concealer and powder. I'm sorry about the sniffles. I do think I'm getting sick. I did pick up this brush from Real Techniques and they have 3 of these and they look so awesome. So it comes in a container like this and it has 3 different settings, so you can have it like a full blush brush. This looks like they're kind of just regular blush brush, and then you put it to the next setting and then you kind of have a more tapered brush, and then you can have it even smaller. And I was like, that's so cool because it's like having 3 brushes in one. I will say it does look like some of the hairs are kind of fraying out, which I've never really had that happen with Real Techniques, so I don't really know what's going on there. Hopefully it doesn't shed. Someone last night told me that they've had bad luck with Real Techniques and theirs has shed before, and I've never had that problem, but this one does look I got this one from Ulta and it's called Custom Cheek for blush highlighter, 3-in-1 brush for sheer medium. They also have one for your foundation and for contour. I really kind of wanted them all, but this was the only one that was in stock at my Ulta, but it's the one that I wanted the most. And we're going to actually be using this using the Makeup Revolution. This is the Roxasaurus highlighter and contour palette. I did get an Ulta gift card for Christmas from Travis and I needed some new contour shades, so that's kind of why I mainly got it. I did take pictures and it's all fingerprinted up, but the packaging is gorgeous. It's rose gold and it's a reflective mirror, so it's very pretty, but of course it does get super duper dirty. This palette has 4 kind of contoury shades and then 4 highlighters. This retails for like $15. I don't think that's bad. It has a nice huge mirror. Maybe we'll start on the tiniest, and I actually think I'm going to use it for contouring. We're going to try. I don't know how it will work. That's a car. Okay. First, I'm going to dip into this kind of lighter tone shade right here. I am pretty fair at the moment because, well, we have no sun here in Illinois, so this is very like pointy and defined. I mean, I think the contour one would definitely be better for contour, but I feel like this one still is very good for kind of drawing smaller types of lines. I think it's doing a pretty good job, and it also doesn't pick up like too much product. That's what I really love about their original blush brush, is that it's so fluffy that it's not too concentrated and doesn't pick up too much product. So I actually feel like the 2 of these are working really great together. I think this is a really pretty cool tone matte bronzer as well. We're gonna go below the lip, which it fits perfectly there too. So far as like a defined contour, it's working really well. We're gonna go on the biggest and we're gonna dip into that same shade and contour our cheeks. I did powder, but I don't think I powdered my cheeks good enough because it's kind of just sticking to one spot, and I don't think it's the bronzer. I really do think I did not powder very well, so that's my fault. You guys know that like if a product isn't working, I will tell you if I think it's me or the product, and I think that case it is the product, because on this side I feel like it went on smooth and on this side it went on a little bit more patchy and it felt like it clung a little. It felt a little bit more tacky and wet on this side. This brush feels so nice and so soft. Okay, under the chin, of course. It is super pigmented though, I will say. I feel like I have a lot of good blush brushes, plus I have the original like Real Techniques blush brush, so I feel like this one will honestly get used more for highlighting and contouring. To warm up my face a little bit, I'm going to dip into this more kind of orangey reddish tone. It actually is a little bit more red, and keep it on the really fluffy side. and just kind of do a little bit here and there just to add a little bit of warmth, maybe just right above on the cheeks. Winter doesn't have us looking that healthy. Now I think I'm going to take it on the very smallest one, and I'm going to try the deepest, darkest shade in here, and we're going to take just a tad and really kind of define a line. Define a line. And just blend it out. I feel like this palette and this brush and this bronzer really both blend well. Like, I think this brush blends things out very nicely. I almost think on this setting it would work really nicely with a cream contour. I'm going to put it back to the big, and we're going to just blend all of that together. So you do definitely want to make sure that you don't have any tackiness on your face, because this bronzer will stick to everything. But for the price point, I feel like it's still a good product. I feel like it looks more stripy in the monitor than it does when I look in the mirror. It doesn't look like there's just a big line there, and I feel like in the monitor it kind of does look that way, but I feel like looking at my face in real life in the mirror, I don't see that. Next is this blush from SheGlam. They did send me this. It is in the shade, it's called Face Palette Powder, and it's called Blush 02 Seduction, and it's kind of just a peachy blush, and I feel like for a blush you would kind of just want to use the biggest setting on this. Blush it up. I feel like blush really kind of brings together bronzer too, like when you contour and everything. So I'm really excited to try this brush for highlighting, especially like on the nose, because you can make it smaller. There's been a lot of times that I really wanted to buy like specific brushes for specific things. Like I want a smaller brush to contour and highlight my nose. And I feel like with this, you don't need to do that. So I really like that. So there is that blush. It's just a pretty peachy coral color. It was very pigmented. I have nothing bad to say about this, but I do know that they are very, very affordable. So what shade should we do? I don't know. There's so many pretty shades. I think we're going to go into the marbled kind of highlighter. It's speaking to me. So we're going to go ahead and do that. Oh. I don't know if it's just because I have this so this brush concentrated, but when I swatched these on my Instagram, I was like, wow, they're really smooth, but they did build up really fast and were kind of almost chalky, but I feel like on my face, that shade at least doesn't look chalky. I don't know about the other ones. You know what? Let's try. So, okay, so the pinkier one is the one that looks the chalkiest. So let's try the pink one on this side, which is the lightest pink shade right here. So we're going to dip into that one and see if it looks chalky. Okay, so that one didn't show up as much. It gives you more of a subtle glow. I don't know about chalky, but I do feel like I have to dig my brush in there more if you want a really intense glow. But I don't think it looks chalky. I think I just really had to build it up. But I definitely like this kind of more marbled-y formula better, so I'm going to go over that with that and then maybe add some pink to the side. So we're really going to be glowing. Let's try this light gold highlighter on our nose. So I thought this would be really great for highlighting the nose because it's very concentrated and small. Just functionality wise, it's awesome. I mean, it kind of just fits perfectly in those little areas. Of course, it is a little bit more concentrated, so if you don't want like extreme Instagram highlight, it might not be your best option, but I didn't even talk about the highlighter. It's just a very pretty kind of white gold shade. And it doesn't look chalky, and it doesn't seem like it needs a lot of building like the other one. Next, we're going to use this SheGlam Artistry palette that they sent to me as well. I think that this was like under $7 on their website. This one is called Bejeweled, and it's just their neutral palette. and it has a lot of beautiful neutral tones. I haven't used this yet. I have done a few swatches, so we shall see. They did send me over another one as well, and I have used this one, and this one has more like greens and colors, and this one's more of their neutral one. So today we are using this one. I did like this one. The one I've only got to use it one time so far. I really want to play with it more. So if you guys want to see more like in-depth reviews or something of these palettes, I will do that. These don't have any shade names, so that's gonna be really hard to do, but we're gonna start off with this lightest kind of peachy shade, and we'll see what happens. But last time I used it, everything was very pigmented, smooth. These shimmers are extremely intense, but are different to work with. Like, they're a little bit flaky. Next, we're gonna go into this shade, which is this matte brown shade, which looks like it should be called Teddy Bear. I'll make up my own names. This is Teddy Bear. It reminds me of, I think, is that what it's called in the Huda Beauty New Nudes palette? Like they have a teddy bear shade, or am I just making this stuff up? I don't know. Could be making it up. But it reminds me of some of these shades remind me of some of the new nude palette shades, the browns. I don't know. I don't think it's supposed to be a dupe for it or anything. There are some shades that look very similar to it though, but then some shades that don't look anything like it, so I don't know. It's a partial dupe, I guess. Going back into Teddy Bear. Okay. I'm actually gonna go on top of that slightly, ever so slightly, with this kind of orangey tone. This one's called Root Beer Float. And we're gonna just add that on top to kind of help it blend into the crease. But these mattes are pigmented and working really well. Like I said, for the price point is just insane. Like, it's crazy cheap. I don't know. It's just super cheap. This is definitely gonna give you more of a warm toned eye look, which I'm fine with. So, pretty. Now we are, what shade should we do? We're going to go, like, I can't really tell the difference between this shade and this shade. They almost look the same. We'll go this one, I guess. I don't know. Oh, super powdery. But, you know, there's like so many high-end palettes that are super powdery too, so that can't be bothersome sometimes. Just tap it off. Tap it off. Yeah, this is pretty impressive for like $7 and this huge palette. I think normally they're $14, but they're always on sale, it seems. So if you can find it for $7, it's a pretty good deal. Like, especially if you're just, I'm gonna go in with that shade with a pencil brush. If you're just getting into makeup, or you have a young daughter who's just getting into makeup, I mean, this is a pretty good palette for very, very cheap. And yet it works well. Has a mirror. Next, we're going to go in the deepest brown color right here, called Chocolate. These don't really have names if you are zooming through this video. Guys, I know people skip through videos. I do it too, so you're not alone. I know what you guys are doing out there. It's totally fine. I do it too. You always want to get to the good parts. Okay, now, like I said, I'm going to use NYX glitter glue for the shimmer because they're super intense and really pretty. But I feel like they would perform so much better with a sticky base. Like, they performed great. I had no problems, but they were a little bit flaky. Like, they'd kind of flake off. But seriously, this will just make her pop. I went way too high with that. But we're going to go into the shade here. Yeah, do you see that? Super pretty. Let me show you on the other eye how it performs without. See? So that's like without, and that's with, so it's still really good. But again, that glitter glue just makes it pop even more. You see the difference? It also made it a little bit more chunky. I'm gonna go over that with a wet brush. So the wet, I really need to trim my brows, but I cannot find my eyebrow trimmer. I mean, once I used it wet, it basically looks like I used NYX glitter glue. So next, I think we're going to, and lastly, maybe not lastly, I don't know. I think we're gonna go into this lightest gold shade here with a wet brush and kind of just put it towards the inner thirds. I wish I didn't go so far with the other color so I wasn't packing more shadow upon that, but here we are. We already went that far, so I have really no complaints about this yet. And then you guys know how I always use my finger. For this shade here, this one's like just a pearly white shade. I gotta make that inner corner a pop. Plus I thought it'd be cool to have kind of like a gradient effect from like light to dark. So that's where we're going with it. It's 2020, not time to be dull. And since I have not tried it yet, we're gonna try out this Lunar Beauty. This is called Aphrodite liquid lipstick. I don't know how well it's gonna go with this look, but you know, we're gonna try it. I heard the formula is really great on these. So it's very liquidy, but not too liquidy that it's like coming out of the edges. It smells so good. And this is a really good applicator. So there it is. It's still very, very wet. So I would highly recommend, if you get a darker color, to have some sort of lip liner. It is a very pretty color. Thank you guys so much for watching. Let me know down below what product you were excited about or you maybe want to try. I really do like the Real Techniques brush. I think it's so handy and such a good idea, and I really want to try the other ones as well. I think it would also be great for travel because you can close your little brush so it doesn't get damaged. I think it's a much better idea than having like a dual-ended brush, because when you clean it, you don't have to figure out which side you want to ruin or squish. So definitely a fan of the Real Techniques brush. I think this Roxy palette is maybe not the best quality in the entire world, but I think it's a good value for your money. It's not maybe the best quality I've ever used, but I think that it will be good, and also it's a really pretty palette, and you get some good variety in shades. You get some good cooler tones and warm tones, as well as for fair, medium, and dark. I wouldn't say this would suit the deepest skin tone out there, but I think that it would suit some deeper skin tones, and definitely some of these highlighters would suit some deeper skin tones. So it does have a good variety for sure. Some highlighters I feel are better than others. Definitely make sure you powder really well before you use the bronzers, because they will kind of stick and get a little bit tacky. This She Glam blush worked fine. It's a blush. I don't really have anything to say about it. It was pretty, and it's very cheap and very affordable. I'm gonna add some more because I feel like, oh, I added way too much. Oh my gosh. So that was a mistake. I think that the She Glam palette is worth every penny. It worked really well. I think that the shadows performed just as well as like ColourPop or any of those other things, probably even a little bit better than some of the Morphe palettes I've tried, and it's super affordable. I do think that they are on the like Shein website where people order some really affordable clothing options. And last but not least, we have the Lunar Beauty Aphrodite liquid lipstick, which it is, I know they don't dry down completely and it's still very shimmery. And it feels almost a little bit sticky. Now that I did that, it's starting to dry down more. This is a really pretty red color. I do love the wand. and I would probably try out a color that's something that I would wear more often, like a more nudie pink color, but I do think it is very pretty and I love the applicator. It made it really easy to apply. I would still suggest having a lip liner, but even without lip liner, I mean, for a very liquidy red lip, it's not really fraying outside of the lines too much, so we shall see what happens. Let me know down below if after watching this video you have anything new that you would like to add to your list of things you want to try out for 2020, and let me know some videos you would like to see me do. I do have a lot of videos already kind of lined up that I would really like to do for you guys. And again, Happy New Year, and if you like my videos then please don't forget to thumbs this up and subscribe. Bye!